This episode was still filler, but at least the ending was good. Welcome back to the Smallville Retrospective. I'm Scotty, you're not, season 4, episode 18. 4 more episodes to go. Spirit. Like I said, this is filler. It's prom time for the for the kids at the Smallville High, including one character we never met before, we'll never see again, Dawn Stiles, who is obsessed with becoming prom queen. Another character. Confusingly, her boyfriend Billy is played by Jesse Hutch, who I believe was in the episode from season 2 with the girl who would kiss you and make you old. I swear. And his name was Troy in that episode, so it's not the same character. They just hired the same actor. Which I guess the Canadian shows do that. The Supernatural had that as well. So this Dawn Stiles, she wants to be prom queen, and when her boyfriend basically dumps her, she decides she wants Clark. But while she decided to look at the yearbook while driving and gets in a car accident. She's put in a coma where she crashed near a gorge where there's a bunch of meteor rocks. So she becomes a spirit and gets hit by a car that is driven by Mrs. Kent and takes over her body. Cue the opening theme, and then now Mrs. Kent is rocking and rolling to 2000s pop music when Clark comes on and he's confused. And you don't know, I had the biggest when I heard I'm like, it's Lois. Yep, she's back. And immediately Dawn / Mrs. Kent. I forgot. Martha. Martha! Why'd you say that name? Martha automatically thinks that she's hiding Lois up there. There's a second room upstairs, right? Her guest room, right? I'm assuming that she sleeps in. We saw the room she slept in. Strangely, I think it's the same set that Clark sleeps in. It's just arranged differently. It's like a guest room, I guess. We've seen his room a couple times. But, so now she's a kryptonite ghost that can go from person to person to person. Strangely enough, Lex's story is strangely disconnected in this. He does have a hand. We actually start the episode, I should have mentioned, and actually, I'm stupid. We actually start in medium res. Where someone, turns out to be Chloe, is going to set the whole school on fire with a mop that's been set on fire. And really find out that's actually Dawn. But yeah, that's where the credit happens. I don't know what I'm thinking. Then this stuff happens. And because normally that's what would happen is she gets hit, but no, that was what happened. Then while at the Talon, Dawn Martha goes to the Talon and bumps into Lana, who then gets taken over. And so then Donna, if you will, Dawn, asks Clark to the prom, which he's like, what about Jason? We'll get to what Jason's doing in this episode because he's completely gone dark side now. Yeah. Excuse me. Also, I think I figured out the steps to how Lionel ends up with that other stuff. We'll get to it. I don't think they ever say it on screen, but I think I figured out the steps. I think. So, I'm gonna go through this baseline and I'll get around to the Lex stuff towards the end. Actually, let's talk about the Lex stuff now. Lex finds a corpse in his garden, basically, on his property. And before they even said it, I went, Bridget Crosby. And then look in the billfold or whatever at Bridget Crosby. I'm like, called it. I've seen this before, but I know as we found out, I don't remember things as clearly as I thought I had. So that was my Bridget Crosby. She's dead, and Jason just so happens to be there. I mean, to talk to Lex about the job or something, and he sees this happening, and so Lex has him escorted off the property. And later, Jason comes in to talk to him about it and says, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna go to the cops. I'm gonna go to the sheriff." We see a cameo from Sheriff Adams, and the body is gone. After the sheriff leaves, he calls his mom and confirms that Lex got rid of the body for him. So they did it. They killed her. It's Genevieve behind this whole thing. And now Jason has become a total villain, which, again, does not fit his story at the beginning. I guarantee you when they started writing this, he had no idea about any of this stuff. And because they had to kind of try to, time his exit and everything, and they also didn't have him for as much as they thought they did, they had to speed up the story. Because from what I remember from that little snippet, the clip, was that they wanted to have him, hey, you can come in as regular here, and if we want you to come back for the next season, we can, and then Supernatural happened. So that's not, they didn't, it was great for Jensen. He got work, but I don't know. I love Supernatural, but a part of me wonders if they just recast Dean and kept Jason here, what that would have done for Supernatural. Would have lasted 15 years. I don't know. Yeah, so Jason's evil. We do see him again. We'll get to it. So Dawn is in Lana, but then the police find Dawn's body, and then she jumps into her friend at school, and Lana is confused because Lana is now taking charge of putting together stuff for the prom. Or Donna, it's Dawn as Lana, and she jumps into her one friend at school who played she was in the 2002 Carrie remake. She was the what's her face, the good girl who offered her boyfriend up. Her. But yeah. But yeah, they're they're really voicing their opinion on Dawn, that she was a bitch and they hated her voice, and Donna didn't like that, but then she takes over her former friend's body, and then Lana is very confused as to why they're there, and they start to realize that they're all acting like both acting like Dawn Styles, and they realize that it's Dawn's spirit. They found her body. She's not dead yet, by the way. She's in a coma. That is until Dawn shows up in her friend's body, jumps into, and then we don't really get any, I swear there's a scene, she looks at the nurse, and I think in the background we see the friend come out going, like she's confused as why she's there, and then it turns out that Dawn died because she killed her body, which still allowed her spirit to float around. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know how they get rid of her. I don't know. I was watching, but I don't know. But so she jumps into Lois, and Lois drags Clark to prom. And then Chloe wins prom queen because she was in the running thanks to an article she wrote. And so then Dawn jumps into her body, and she gets up there. She's prom queen. She makes a speech about, I dreamed this when I was a little girl. which Chloe did not. And they're not, well, they figured it out because Lois is like, the hell am I doing here? Why am I dressed like that? And Clark goes, oh no, I'll explain it to you later. And so then she's like, the real winner, like, the one who really deserves this is Dawn Styles. And everyone goes, She goes, no, really, really. And they start chanting, Chloe, 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 Chloe. It's so cheesy. By the way, Lex got Lifehouse to perform there because Lex is only money and can get people to do it. It leads to a moment at the end that I really like, which is weird considering all the lot of bashing I've been doing, but we'll get there. So because she's all mad, she decides she's gonna blow up the school, which leads to the opening scene with the thing in the mop. But she knocks out Mr. Kent, which is just, he's only there so that Clark can run into him and tell him to get the. You couldn't have Clark run into his dad and say, "Go get something for me," because here, like, what is he just doing there on the stairs? Why is he getting? I don't know. He gets knocked out. Clark comes up to him, which, by the way, she can hit him and not jump in, but all the other times, I don't know. Maybe she hits him with something. I don't know. And he said, "Dad, I need you to get something." So she jumps into Clark when he confronts her. It's my crown, bitch. Knocks her out, or at least supposedly. And then she's gonna finish what she started, but then here comes Mr. Kent, Jonathan, and Clark Dawn is like, "You can't stop me." He goes, "Maybe not, but I can stop my son." She opens up he opens up the kryptonite. What is that? Chloe sees this, so she sees the weakness. But yeah, and then they defeat her, and then everyone goes back to the prom, and basically he tells Lana what happened. Or not Lana, Lois. God damn it. He offers to dance with her as a familiar song plays. But in comes Lana. She goes, Lois says, "You don't want to dance with me. You dance with her." And they show Lana. And a lot of Lana haters probably go, but I'm a Lois hater. So I went, yeah! That's right. I hate Lois so much I'm cheering for Lana now. Even though I know it's not going to work out. And she should have been gone before. But still, I say Lana stays in Paris. Lois only shows up for those first couple episodes, and Alicia is his girlfriend for the season. It doesn't die, because... Who asked you? Huh? Stop telling me like that. Yeah, but yeah, so Clark and Lana have a nice dance to the song. It's you and me, and a lot of people with nothing to lose, nothing to prove, and it's you and me, and a lot of people, and I don't know why, I can't take my eyes off of you, which means a lot to me, and it somehow wasn't our song. My son's mother, the mother of my child, at our prom, it was a special ed prom, but still, it was my senior prom, her sophomore, junior. She was 2 years younger than me, but I was a class beyond. So maybe she was a junior. I don't know. But yeah, we danced to this song. And let me tell you something from personal experience. When you are dancing with someone you have feelings for to this song, it does hit you. It was one of the best moments I had on a dance floor in my entire life. So that song works. It does. But now watch. She watches my videos and she'll be like, "That wasn't me." Oh, oops. Then it was the other one. But I wasn't with anyone in my junior year. So had to be her. I was pretty much, how they say, stag my junior year. Me and my friend. And I had a date. I didn't get a girlfriend until my senior year of high school. Shut up. And she was terrible. No, it wasn't her. It wasn't the mother of my child. It was a different chick. We're not talking about her. But yeah, this whole moment is just, it's a great moment. Going back to the episode now, not me. But the episode, this whole thing is just great. They're dancing together. And it's topped off by, we see Jason standing in the doorway watching it. Which kind of just nails in the whole thing about him now being a bad guy. This is going to be that moment, the turning point where it's like, okay, I'm definitely a bad guy now. Screw all this. Because he sees this and he now thinks, well, I pretty much lost her. Right? So he has nothing to lose and nothing to prove. Huh? Goes with the song. I don't know about proving, but nothing to lose now. So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, here's what I came up with. How, because I'm pretty sure Lionel has the other stone. So how did Lionel get it? Well, remember when Lionel is brought out of jail, out of prison, it was already arranged for him to be let out. We never see who it is that picks him up, but he goes, I should have known. So if in the original script it was supposed to be Virgil Swan, it would have made sense. But if he knows Virgil Swan, he knows Bridget Crosby. It was her. She gave him the stone. Because somehow she knew he would protect it. And then she ends up dead. But it wasn't Lionel that did it, because that was my confusion. It was Genevieve. Because Genevieve found her and used her money and power to erase her from the planet, right? Erase her existence. No one could find the existence of her, right? And because she wanted the stone, she wouldn't give it to her, so she had her killed. And they disposed of her body in Lex's yard. And then Lex buried the body. Metaphorically speaking, he got rid of it for them. Unknowingly, unwittingly, by the way. But, yeah, but you think someone as smart as Lex would figure out that someone was trying to make him get rid of the body? I don't know, but, yeah, like I said, though, from the interview that they did with Al, that she was supposed to have a bigger part, but scheduling came into that, and so that she ended up dead. Yeah, I wish there was more of her, too. You know, she's great. Rest in peace to her. And to Chris, obviously. Call him Chris like I knew him. I played Parcheesi with him every Tuesday. I was a kid. I do want to comment. I forgot to mention this. I did say that there was a tribute to him at the end of the second episode, but it said, in loving memory, Christopher Reeve, he made you believe a man could fly. That's what it said. Forgot to say that. But yeah, this episode was filler, but I did like the end. The end was pretty cool. And we did further some stuff with the whole Jason thing. He's now firmly, in my mind, a bad guy. He is villain. He is bad guy. He is bad guy. He's villain. But, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Again, I'm still trying to get that one to upload. It's the first episode I did today. It's still uploading. I don't know why it's so slow today. I don't know. YouTube messing up, or my Wi-Fi, or something. I don't know. You keep saying 50 minutes all the time. I'm going to look at it one time with this. This is at 50 minutes, but I'm about to throw out the window. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.